Hey, how's it going? Vladimir Donis here. Welcome to the Business Convo Marketing Podcast. As a business owner, you've likely seen a lot of marketing campaigns, some of them that's worked very well, while others may have not worked so well. So the question is, how do you decipher between the ones that have worked very well compared to those that have not worked so well? Well, this podcast will answer those questions for you. And specifically, will help you to decipher the ones that have been successful, why are they successful, and pull out those exact elements from those marketing campaigns and that information over to you so that way you can implement it in your business and start getting results as soon as possible. Welcome aboard and let's go. Vladimir Donis here. How's it going? Welcome to another episode of the Business Convo Marketing Podcast. And today, the topic that I want to talk about connecting with your customers, with your prospects rather, to make selling easier. So essentially, sometimes you're presented with many different options to market and or to sell some of your products and services. So I want to kind of just make a comparison real quick. So the term branding, personal branding, PR, that I want to compare that to two different types of companies that's offering the exact same service. The first time I was introduced to that word, to be honest with you, it just wasn't clear to me. I had met an individual and we were talking about business. This person has a PR firm or a personal branding firm. And when I went to this individual's site, she was, I guess, in subtle ways telling me how they can help me in terms of, to kind of just give me a brand, to give me some traction and to kind of just put me out there as an individual. It didn't make any sense to me, to be honest with you, and I didn't connect with the brand, and I didn't do any business with this specific individual. Now, if I contrast that with a similar product that I came across not too long ago, an individual who's also in the business of doing personal branding, but this person started off by walking me through a training process, and specifically, this person started off by giving me a free Facebook group course. And that free Facebook group course, it was all about building authority with your ideal prospects, so that way you can gain more leads. So what this individual walked me through how to pick a Facebook group, how to pick the name for the Facebook group, how to set up the Facebook group, and how to get some people to join the Facebook group and what type of content to put inside of the Facebook group, right? His end product, the thing that he wants to sell at the end of his marketing funnel, is a personal branding or a branding type service. But you see how he got my attention so early in the process, and how he's helping me early on in the process, and he's showing me value, and he's showing me how he can help me early on in the process before I arrive to the sale. That's the difference. That's a huge difference as compared to this individual that I met about a year ago that was kind of basically just sending me straight to a sales page, so to speak. It was no real warm up, so to speak. I didn't really receive any value from this individual. It was more like, oh yeah, my company can help you do X, Y, and Z. And it didn't really make much sense to me to begin with. I didn't understand it. And I needed to be warmed up, so to speak. So now that I'm a little bit more warmed up to this new individual and the way that this new individual does business, I'm more likely to probably do business with that individual because, one, I received value. Two, this person reiterated the importance of personal branding without even saying or using the word personal branding, to be honest with you. This person just educated me on some of the pain points I had along the way. What happens is that when your prospects begin to search for some of the things that the products and services you offer, they may not even know that they're having a problem, to be honest with you. They may not connect the problem that they're having with what your products or your services offer. I was reading an article about something similar to this, and essentially what the article was talking about, it was talking about fish oil, out of all things. And in the article, they were talking about how someone may start off with some joint pains. For example, they may be having a joint pain. And as they're having a joint pain, what they do is they go on Google and they search for, joint pain cures, so to speak. And when they go to Google to search for that information, Google's going to push them to content, whatever content's out there. Chances are Google will push them to some content. They will begin to read some of the content, and some of the content needs to resonate with them in a way that doesn't even talk about the end product. So some of the content that this individual may read out there is, man, if you don't do something about this pain that you're having now, it's going to get worse, and you can have other issues as a result of that. So keep in mind, this individual is just kind of just starting with deepening the pain and going deeper on why this person needs to do something about the pain without even necessarily talking about their specific product. And then the next step is they can continue to educate that individual some more, and basically give that individual some alternative and say, hey, you know what? Now that you know why this is a pain, why this pain could affect you, now let's talk about some of the options that are out there. You can do option A, and this is option A. Here are some of the repercussions of option A. Option B, here are some repercussions of option C, and here's why option C is more ideal. But a lot of time what happens is that your ideal client, your ideal customer, they're starting off with research, right? So because they're starting off with research, if you don't get in the game of educating them, if you don't get in the game of providing content to help them to solve that problem where they're at, if you're not meeting them where they're at right now, you're missing out. You're losing sales and you're losing prospects. And that's why I advocate so much with starting off with a lead magnet. A lead magnet basically helps you connect with your audience precisely wherever they are, to be honest with you. They may not necessarily be ready to buy, but if you inform them, if you educate them, if you provide them some solution along the way to some of the problems that they're having, then they're more likely to do business with you, right? So, with the personal branding example, I mean, I had no idea that, some of the things that this person was helping me to do via setting up a Facebook group and setting up all of these different things, all of those things affect a brand. All of those things affect a personal brand. And I need all of those things in order to have a powerful brand, right? But, you compare that to how the other individual was kind of just sending me straight to a sales page. It just didn't make any sense. So your audience, your prospects, regardless of what it is that you do, they are searching online for solutions to problems, right? And the way to connect with them is not by, shoving your product down their throat or sending them directly to your service page. You want to connect with them by answering that question and by providing them with certain type of content that's going to kind of just help them along the journey, so to speak, right? So a lot of people sometimes during the research phase, they're not ready to buy. But the more they connect with you as an individual, the more you help them solve some of the problems they're having before they need your actual product, then the better off you will be in terms of connecting with those individuals and in terms of moving them along the process. So connect with them right where they are, and then you will be in a much better place. Thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you next time. Cheers. Thanks for listening. Do you want to attract leads as soon as possible? Be sure to go to my website at vladimirdarnes.com and download your free lead magnet how-to video. It's a step-by-step video that will teach you how to generate and create a lead magnet to attract leads as soon as possible and start making sales. Also, be sure to rate and review this podcast and subscribe as soon as possible. Thanks for listening.